I'm a nice guy. Liquor in my cup, I gotta really toughen up. Yeah, nurse strap.
What up, YouTube? It's your boy Breezo, and welcome to the Breezoverse. I am your humble host, and today we're gonna do a death battle between Beast and my man Goliath from Gargoyles, bro. Alright, so Beast, yo, this fight should be interesting. I feel like they might give it to Beast just because of, you know, the intellect and the way he really fight. Like he not on par with Wolverine, but he got hands, you know what I mean, hands and feet. Goliath, Gargoyles should have never been canceled. I love both of those shows, like the old X-Men. My favorite character is Gambit, though. I hope they do a death battle. I need to find that if there is. But anyway, man, without further ado, man, let's get into it.
Heroes of all are shunned by the very people they continue to protect.
Basically the worst deal ever.
Like Beast, the blue genius of the X-Men.
And Goliath, the gargoyle who gives new meaning to the phrase tough as stone. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Yo, tell me who y'all got in the comments, man. I don't know, man. I might have Beast. I love Gargoyles, though.
Mutation, the key to evolution. The process is slow, normally taking thousands of years. But every few hundred millennia, evolution leaps forward.
If that means we're all eventually gonna transform into blue hairy monkey men, count me out.
Feared by most normal people, mutants generally begin to show signs of their uniqueness around puberty. Not so for Hank McCoy.
Yeah, the instant he popped out, it was pretty clear that something was different about him. Namely the giant monkey hands and feet. Whew, that must have been rough on the way out. He better give dear old mom double the presents on Mother's Day.
Though Hank successfully hid his mutation from the world throughout his adolescent life, he was eventually discovered and shunned. Constantly harassed and eventually kicked out of his own school, he was left to wallow in loneliness.
Until good old Wheels showed up and offered him a place on the mutant group known as the X-Men. Hank took on the nickname that was previously used to degrade him and transformed it into something new. His code name, the Beast.
They used the song. Yeah, that's the original. I don't care about the other.
As an X-Man, Beast became an integral member of this uncanny team. His superhuman strength, speed, and durability let him go toe-to-toe with baddies like the immovable Blob and Kraven the Hunter.
But Beast was a genius, like yours truly, and quickly completed his doctoral studies. Eventually leaving the X-Men, he became a leading researcher in mutant genetics. Desperate to cure the mutant phenomenon, Beast developed a serum which he theorized would temporarily counteract the mutated genes in his body.
Except it kind of did the opposite. Poor guy, now he truly was a beast. His transformation wasn't all bad though. Fuzzy Beast could now lift over 10 tons, run over 40 miles per hour, and jump over 25 feet in the air.
He also had a wicked healing factor which made him essentially bulletproof. But this was nerfed dramatically from healing instantaneously to over a couple of hours when Quasimodo's experiments turned him blue.
For a scientific genius, he never did quite figure out how to turn back to his old self. I mean, he's been able to turn into a Catman, a Horseman, Blue Kelsey Grammer, and even Sasquatch. Somehow, he always ends up as his classic Blue Ape self.
Now unable to hide in plain sight, Beast had little choice but to return to the X-Men as a teacher and a leader.
As my research makes evident, it is possible to enhance the intelligence of mollusca cephalopoda, such as the squid, to the same level as that of the average human. Even a little above average. I'm afraid I must leave early, so I'll hand you over to my new teaching assistant, Mr. Cephalopod.
Hold on, everyone. Now, where were we? I asked the neurological aspects of cognitive intelligence. Were there any questions?
Beast isn't just a genius, he's also a ridiculously strong fighter. He has survived hits from the Juggernaut, smashed open a tank with his bare fists, hit the ground with a punch so hard he created an earth-shattering shockwave, and lifted a solid gold oak tree.
A cubic foot of gold weighs approximately 1 ton. Comparing the diameter of the tree to Hank's height, it's reasonable to believe that this golden tree weighs at least 60 tons.
Or a shit ton to be precise.
Despite his athletic skill and enormous strength, Beast is a pacifist, preferring diplomacy over fisticuffs. He is rarely eager to enter a fight. In combat, he usually relies on his teammates to throw punches while he holds back to come up with game-winning strategies using his brilliant mind. Like the time he figured out how to use Juggernaut's own bulk against him.
As Archimedes said when he discovered the principle of displacement, Eureka.
But when he gets angry, he'll enter a rage which makes him so uncontrollably fierce, he's a danger even to his closest friends, literally unleashing the beast within.
Beast's monstrous appearance remained a permanent part of his life. He was never truly accepted by society, and even had to leave the woman he loved for fear she would become a target of mutant haters.
But if he could have his way, he would spend his days hanging from the ceiling with a nice cup of tea, reading Shakespeare. But we don't always get what we want, so he'll have to settle for kicking ass.
With faint heart, averted feet, and many a tear, in our opposite path to persevere. A minor poet for a minor obstacle.
1,000 years ago, superstition and the sword ruled. It was a time of darkness. It was a world of fear. It was the age of gargoyles.
And badass cartoon intros!
Stone by day, warriors by night, gargoyles used to be common throughout the world. Like the stone statues they inspired, gargoyles were known as protectors. Guarding their home and those inside was always their top priority.
It's not every day your garden statue is also your top-billed bodyguard. Otherwise, I'd have a shitload more lawn gnomes.
In the year 994 AD, a clan of gargoyles formed a symbiotic relationship with the humans of a Scottish castle. Using their superhuman strength, keen senses, and warrior spirit, the gargoyles defended the castle from invaders at night. In return, their human allies would watch over them during the day when they are most vulnerable, as gargoyles turn to solid stone in daylight.
The gargoyles were led by Goliath, a creature with a voice so sexy it makes humans turn to stone, if you know what I'm saying.
You are trespassing.
Unfortunately, due to their beastly appearance, Goliath's clan eventually faced unjust prejudice from the very humans under their protection.
We are most seriously displeased to allow beasts in the dining hall.
These are unnatural creatures. No good can come from associating with them.
If that wasn't bad enough, Goliath was betrayed by his closest human friend, causing nearly his entire clan to be smashed to bits. Then the few that did survive were magically sealed in stone forever by a misinformed wizard. Talk about a shitty Monday.
Sealed in stone forever, or until one very specific, seemingly impossible criteria was met.
The terms of the spell were that they would sleep until the castle rises above the clouds.
And when he says above the clouds, he means it literally. So, stone they remained for 1,000 years until in 1994.
Some billionaire with a name that sounds like an antidepressant just happened to be crazy enough to try something. Xanatos moved every last stone of the ancient castle to the top of his New York skyscraper, which happened to poke above the clouds.
The cost of which must have been astronomical.
Don't disappoint me.
The curse was broken, the gargoyles awoke once again, and Goliath was tasked with leading his clan into the modern world. Despite being completely out of his element, Goliath adapted surprisingly fast.
You mean he was texting and watching cat videos in no time?
No, this was the 90s.
Oh, so he wore crazy colored clothing and used nonsensical description words like bodacious, radical, or...
Jalapeno.
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 Jalapeno. Jalapeno.
Jalapeno.
Jalapeno.
Damn it.
Turns out Goliath was naturally suited to traverse the broad expanse of the city with his enormous wings. Though to be clear, Goliath insists that he can't fly, only glide on the wind.
Which I insist is bullshit. What else would you call what's happening right here other than friggin' flying?
Regardless of wind direction and speed, it seems Goliath has no trouble gliding wherever he wants to go. He only has issue taking off from the ground, requiring an elevated point to start.
Bro, I remember that game, bro. That shit's fire, bro. Yo, they need to bring this back, for real. It's no joke. This needs to come back ASAP.
Good thing he can scale giant skyscrapers from ground level without breaking a sweat. Goliath is strong enough to lift a car, create a small earthquake, and tear through steel with his bare claws, like it was wet paper.
He's fast enough to keep pace with foes who use rocket-powered flight, and he's tough enough to survive a fall over 100 feet.
He was even able to keep gliding after being shot by a Nazi plane's machine gun while fighting in World War II. He traveled through time. It was weird.
Goliath may look like a brutal monster, and he certainly can be when he goes into a rage. However, he's actually rather clever and wise. He was able to outsmart Oberon, who is practically an all-powerful magical god. And when Goliath's not leading his clan into battle or struggling to have a relationship with a human detective,
boundaries!
He's usually holed up in his castle's library, reading.
Wise and powerful, Goliath is a true force of nature. For 12 hours of the day.
Right, the other 12, he's a motionless stone statue, making him a pretty easy target. Even when he's awake, Goliath often puts himself in danger for the sake of others, regardless of the risk.
Hey, he's managed to survive for over 1,000 years, and believe me when I say, you do not want to be on this gargoyle's bad side.
My name is Goliath, and I belong to no one.
Stop whining.
A gargoyle doesn't whine. He roars!
All right, the combatants are set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
It's time for a death battle!
Showtime.
They never show you that shit on 90s cartoons.
Beast and Goliath were pretty even in terms of strength and speed, making this more so a battle of wit and experience. Beast was always more of a team player, preferring not to fight directly unless absolutely necessary.
And since Goliath spent decades defending his ancient castle at New York from Vikings, thugs, magic beings, and ghosts, his combat experience trumped Beast's.
Also, be careful not to misinterpret Beast's golden tree feat. While it might sound far more impressive than anything Goliath has done, Beast did not actually lift the whole 60-plus ton tree off the ground. It's nothing surpassing his usual feats.
At one time, Goliath got nailed in the back by an anti-aircraft round. That's right, Goliath got shot by a gun designed to destroy airplanes, got back up and dropped a radio tower on the fools that tried it.
And Beast didn't wait until sunrise for an advantage for two reasons. One, he didn't know what would happen because gargoyles in his universe don't share the stone by day rule. And second, Beast isn't tough enough to stand against Goliath for 12 hours straight. Finally, Beast has fought somebody similar to Goliath named the Griffin, and only survived the fight due to his fellow X-Men Angel's help.
In the end, Beast just didn't have the heart to keep up with the gargoyle.
The winner is Goliath.
Yo, that was a good fight, man. They're both, you know, I like how they did it, because, you know, like, they both got intelligence. They're both beast-like, you know what I mean? They both were shunned, you know what I mean? I hope they bring back both of those shows, man. I really do, man. I hope they, me personally, I want them to bring back gargoyles for real. But like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, link in the description down below. And other than that, man, yeah, I will be doing top 10 Marvel first, and it's the fighters, and then top 10 DC. So stay tuned to both of those videos. But yeah, anyway, man, thank y'all, and I appreciate it.
Bad girl, I'm a nice guy. Liquor in my cup, I gotta really toughen up. Yeah, nurse strap.